Greetings to you, and thank you for joining us on the Science of Mind magazine Facebook page for this Facebook Live interview. I am Edward Fillion, the spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living, and I'm really happy to be here with you today because we have with us today a very well-known guest, one who is loved in Centers for Spiritual Living for his inspiration and his teaching and his writing. His books are widely read and studied in our Centers for Spiritual Living because of their spiritual clarity. Dr. Deepak Chopra is author of many of my personal favorite must-have spiritual books. And I remember my first one, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. And of course, the 7 spiritual laws of success. You have to have that. And of course, there are some 80 more of those. And now, a new book. Total Meditation, Practices in Living the Awakened Life. Dr. Chopra's latest book is launching this month. And now here's the big news. This is big news. You want to take note of this. Coming up on October 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have a 90-minute event with Deepak Chopra. It has 3 parts to it. There's a presentation, a meditation, and then it's followed by a live question and answer session. And so we'll post the link for how you can register for that event because you'd want to be part of that. Now, today is very compelling, and with all of the benefits that are associated with meditation, the question arises in me, why don't people do it?
Well, people think that it's some kind of a discipline, that it takes a lot of work, it's effort, I'm not doing it right, I have too many thoughts. And my favorite response to this is, if you just sit down for 20 minutes and do nothing, you've begun. And then if you add to that a little bit more, who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? What am I grateful for? You've taken the first step into self-inquiry. And then if you take a little mantra or do a little mindfulness, you go all the way to transcendence, the source of all thought, the source of all experience, the source of insight, intuition, inspiration, imagination, creativity, higher vision, and transcendence, and loss of the fear of death. Now, what more could you want?
That's correct. And I love that. Just sit. And that's how I started my practice. Just sit. Have no agenda or plan, because in the beginning it was mystifying. Fortunately for me, my little dog has a very rigid schedule. 5:30 a.m. he's up. And so that's the beginning of my practice. And I know that your book provides dozens of exercises and a 52-week program that can help people get into the habit.
Yeah, the whole book is only about one thing. How do we make choices that do not come from a provisional identity or a provisional fragmented ego mind? If we can make choices from a deeper level, then we have access to infinite creativity and infinite possibilities.
That's right. When we're thinking from that, then the world is a different color. Absolutely. Say to everybody watching, this is your invitation to join us, Centers for Spiritual Living, because we'll be hosting Deepak Chopra on Monday, October 5th at 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, and so on, for a wonderful event. And we'll put the information for how you can register. And your ticket price includes the new book, which we will ship directly to you. And what can be better than that? Deepak Chopra, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to spend time with us. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Dr. Edward, always a joy, and I love your organization, and it has been inspiring me all these years as well.
It's mutual. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment. is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day that God has made.
Good morning. Good morning, Vision, and welcome to our Sunday celebration. I'm so glad that you stopped in and you're staying. You're going to stay for the whole hour, right? Of course you are. Sit down, get comfortable, pull up a chair, get your second cup of coffee, and stay with us through inspiration, through wonderful, uplifting music, through all of the offering we have this morning for you to challenge you, to get you to think, to expand your consciousness, to absolutely uplift your thoughts, which is what we do here at Vision. So, welcome. Take a seat wherever you are, whether you're here in San Diego where we are, or up the coast, or across the country, or across the globe. We welcome you here today. We're so glad that you are here this morning. We just love getting together with you and sharing this uplifting time together, this Sunday celebration. So let's begin where everything begins, and that is in prayer. Giving great thanks for this morning, knowing and accepting that God is all there is. Ernest Holmes said it so well, so perfectly. God is all there is. God is whole, perfect, and complete, and God has sought and found expression in the physical world as all life everywhere, as all things in the manifest universe. So we know the very earth that we walk on is holy ground. It is the outpicturing of this sentient energy that knows of itself in form. And we know that we are some part of that as well. We are some individualized expression of the whole life of God, seeking expression, seeking that full sense of self-actualization through this thing called life. So I give great thanks for this. I know and accept it as true. I know we are one. We are one. There is only one life. It is God's life. It is our life right here and right now. And so it is. So welcome everyone, wherever you are. I love saying that because we are really all spread out all over the place right now because we're sheltering in place. We have entered a new month. Here we are in October, so where are you? Is it getting chilly? Is it getting cool? Is it starting to be sweater weather? I know where I am in Santee, it's dipped down under 100. Yay! So, it's really autumn. But I'm hoping it's a little cooler where you are and you're starting to break out those autumn sweaters that are so lovely. I am hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks myself. Won't that be lovely? Let me tell you a little bit about Vision. We are here to support you, to know the truth for you. We have licensed practitioners that are prayers. They are spiritual guides for us through life. And these people have dedicated their lives to the art of prayer, the art of compassionate listening, and the science of healing prayer. And they are here to pray with us and for us every day. So if there is something on your heart, please stay. And after the celebration, we'll have the meet and greet room where you can be connected with a practitioner and sent to a little breakout room privately for private one-on-one prayer. We have on our website, www.visioncsl.org, we have a list of practitioners and their phone numbers. You can call and get prayer support over the phone. We also have a prayer request form on the website that you can fill out and get prayer support through the email. And we'll have a prayer practitioner call you back or email you back prayer. So however you would like to be served in prayer, we are here for you. We are here to pray with you and for you all the time, every week, week in and week out. This is what we do, because what do we know? We know that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. It changes conditions around us. It changes things in the physical world. And so we rely on that. We depend on that. We know as we align with Spirit, we allow it to flow through us into the conditions around us. So really, really, promise me, you won't go away without getting prayer support today. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? We have a greeting that we use at Vision every week, and it's on our guest packets, and I'm going to say it for you today because we mean it right from our heart to yours. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here, you are safe, and you are loved. Just take that, let it resonate with you. We are individuals. You know what Ernest Holmes used to say, we are unified, but we're not I can't remember what he said now. Oh my gosh, I lost the quote. we are unified with each other, but we're not uniform. That's what it was. We are unified with each other. We are one, but we're not uniform. We are unique, individualized expressions. That's what I wanted to say. So, take that into your heart, into your mind. I'm going to turn it over right now to the celebration singers who are going to sing our centering song and prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Good morning. My name is Donna Thomas, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Just get comfortable in your seats wherever you are, and please take these quotations into your heart as we move into the silence, and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of the 5-minute meditation. Our first quote this morning is from Chief Seattle. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And our second quote is from Ernest Holmes, our founder. Life waits upon mankind's discovery of natural laws, his discovery of himself, and his discovery of his relationship to the great whole. There is only one. It is the divine. It is spirit. It is principle. It is God by many, many names, but there is only one. And each one of us is an individualized expression of this one, an individualized expression of the whole. There is only one. And we are all united, we are all connected as individualized expressions, even though there is only one. And I know and accept right here, right now, that as we go throughout our day, throughout many days, throughout our lives, we know that we are connected. We know that we are individualized expressions of this one. It is good. It is very good. And I know right here, right now, that through this collective consciousness, this cosmic connection, that each one of us is connected to this center that we called vision. Each one that assists in putting this presentation together, this video together, this service together, are all divinely connected, for we are all one. And it is so good, it is very good, it is so exciting to be a part of what we have right here, right now. And we are living in an awesome time for each of us to become aware of our connection and how we can all work together for the greater good of mankind. And it is so awesome to be here. And I know in gratitude that all of this is good. It is very good. And I am so grateful for this opportunity to be of service. And as I release these words into law, I know that they are made manifest. They never return void, for it is God in motion, God in action, God individualized and working through each one of us right here, right now. And so it is.
Hey everybody, I'm Terri Wilder, and oh my gosh, I am so excited to be here with all of you. I haven't seen you in so long, here with the most amazing band in San Diego making some music, and thank you for inviting me to join you this morning. I'm going to start with a song of mine called How Can I Love You More? Thank you. Taught me lessons, a teacher and a friend, said here's the family business, love without end. So I'm here to carry on, share the light that has guided me, with a question or two that I'm asking of you. Maybe you can help me to see. How can I love you more? And how can I be kinder? How can I be there for you when you're needing me? The answer's worth waiting for. You never have to find your way alone. How can I love you more? Beloved to beloved, with strangers passing by, between parents and their children, eye to eye. We are here for just a while. Every moment is ours to live. When we ask from the heart, and it's easy to start, and there's only more answers worth waiting for. You never have to find your way alone. How can I love you more? Good for all the world, good for all that will ever be, good for every dream, good for all of eternity. Put your hand over your heart and ask yourself, how can I love you more? And how can I be kinder? How can I be there for you when you're needing me? The answer's worth waiting for. You never have to find your way alone. How can I love you more? How can I love you more? How can I love you more?
Good morning. Welcome to a new month. We are in October. We have a new theme. Remember, we base those themes on the Science of Mind magazine as well. So if you have a subscription, you can just go to your magazine. You know, in October, the theme is Cosmic Connections. I love that. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. What a great thing to contemplate. Cosmic connections. You know, it reminds me of the Buddhist metaphor of Indra's net. I know if you've heard it before. It's a lovely metaphor. Here it is. It's in the realm of the god Indra, there is a vast net that stretches infinitely in all directions, and at each juncture where the threads cross each other, right? You've seen a net. There is each juncture there is a single brilliant, beautiful jewel, and each jewel reflects every other jewel, infinite in numbers. And each of the reflected images of the jewel bears the image of all the other jewels, very much like a hologram, right? Each reflected part contains a picture of the entire thing, infinity to infinity. And whatever affects one jewel in Indra's net affects them all. And I love that metaphor because really it illustrates the interconnectedness of all life, you know, the interpenetration of all phenomena. You cannot, you know, touch or tap or affect one jewel in the net without it rippling throughout infinity. Everything contains everything else as well because every facet contains a reflection of everything. And at the same time, each individual thing is never hindered or confused with each other individual thing. So as you picture Indra's net in your mind, this infinite net of reflecting glory, right? Picture yourself as one of those jewels in the net, because that's what we are. We are one of those jewels in Indra's net. You are, I am, all of life is being reflected that way. So I'm talking today about the web of life. That's the name of today's talk, which is about the interconnectedness of all things. Because there is, if we go back to core concept 1, right, God is all there is, so everything has to be interconnected. If we are all one, we all come from that same source. We are all God in form. Spirit is flowing through each and every one of its creations, and we are that. We must be one. We must be one. So you can see how it sort of reminded me of Indra's net. And the idea that one thing cannot be touched, one jewel cannot be touched without it rippling through, right, the entire network, without it rippling through from infinity to infinity, sort of reminds me of the that in chaos theory, what is it? The butterfly effect, right? That a butterfly can flap its wings in Brazil and it can result in a tornado in Texas. I love that idea, just the thought of how one little thing can ripple out and have its effect someplace else. Sort of reminds me of that short story by Ray Bradbury, right? The Sound of Thunder. Do you remember that story? Anyway, I'm getting off the track. It's about everything being interconnected with everything else. And what we do ripples out across all life and all time. We all contribute. What we do affects the whole of life everywhere because of the fact we are interconnected, because we do exist on this interconnected web of life. There is an old story about a king that was going to have a big old party at his place, and so he invited all the townspeople to come, and he said, everybody bring a cup of wine, and then we'll all put it in the barrel, and then we'll have wine for the whole party. If everybody brings a cup. And one of the gentlemen in town thought to himself, I could probably save myself a little wine if I just bring a cup of water and throw it in the barrel. Nobody's going to know that the wine got diluted just a little bit, so that's what he did. And you know what happened, right? You know what happened. It gets to the party, and the king opens the spigot, and what comes out? All water. Because everybody had that same thought. Everybody had the same thought. So what we do, even if it's only our own decision, it affects the whole. It affects the whole. Dr. Martin Luther King said this, I love it. This was his Christmas talk in 1967. He said, before you finish eating breakfast in the morning, you've depended on more than half of the world. This is the way our universe is structured. This is the interrelated quality. We aren't going to have peace on earth until we recognize the basic fact of the interrelated structure of all reality. We are all interdependent. We are all interdependent. You did not grow the food that you ate for breakfast. We go to the market, don't we? And we buy food from organizations that buy food from organizations that grow the food. We don't do it ourselves. You did not drill for oil in your backyard and refine it for gasoline for your car. You go to a place where you buy it. You don't have a well in your backyard for water. Well, maybe a few of you do, but we don't usually, right? It comes through the tap. We pay for it. We drive on roads that were built by others. You didn't pave your own roads to get to market. Your house is protected by firefighters that are not you. We cross bridges that we didn't build. Our property, right? Our property or our homes, our businesses are protected by a police force that is not us. When we get ill, we go to a doctor, we go to a specialist who is trained to heal us. And when something's broken in our house, maybe we can fix it, maybe we can't. But if we can't, we call somebody to come in and fix it for us. And when our pets get sick or our animals take ill, we call the vet. Sometimes we can address it ourselves, but sometimes we can't. We call in the experts, right? So we are all interdependent. None of us are absolutely self-sufficient. We exist in this web of life. We exist interdependent upon each other. And I love that quote that Donna spoke to by Chief Seattle this morning, that the beginning of that quote says, "All things are connected, like the blood that unites us. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves." And it is so important to realize that there is only one life. This is Ernest Holmes' core concept number one. There is only one life. It is God's life. It is individualizing itself as all life everywhere, but we're not separate and individual. We are connected to all life. We are connected to spirit. We are connected to each other. And so it is in the best interest to support all life. It is in our best interest to support all life, because we are interconnected. You cannot touch anything without affecting something else. We're seeing that right now with the collapse, the colony collapse, right? In the bees And we're very concerned, the scientists, some people are, scientists are very concerned about colony collapse. And the bees are dying by the thousands. And and some people might think, yeah, great, okay, fine, whatever, I won't be stung as much. I'll have less likely a chance of getting stung. But then you have to realize, without the bees, we wouldn't have apples, we wouldn't have almonds, we wouldn't have blueberries, we're not going to have cherries or avocados, we're not going to have cucumbers or onions, we're not going to have grapefruit, we won't have oranges, we won't have pumpkins. Just to name a few things that bees are responsible for pollinating, right? Because we are all interconnected. So if the bees go down, wow, half of our food source is going away, John Muir said this. He said, when one tugs at a single thing in nature, one finds it is attached to the rest of the world. And that's what we're finding out, right? That we are all interconnected. This lovely, poetic, and mystical idea of the interconnectedness of all life is now being proven scientifically. Everything is connected. Everything is interrelated. And that extends out into the universe. We are one with everything in the manifest universe. It's not just here on planet Earth. Ethan Siegel, who is an astrophysicist, PhD, smarter than anybody I know, he did the math, okay? He did the math, and he said this. Every time you breathe in, you are breathing in atoms that were once inside of another human being. Yeah, right? I know, now with COVID, it's kind of gross. But anyway, think of that. Just think of that. Every time you breathe in, you are breathing in atoms of air that were once inside another human being. Every time you drink water, you are drinking water that was once inside another human being. And every bite of food that you eat consists of atoms that were once inside another person. We all share the same planet, the same biosphere. And at the fundamental level, we are all sharing the same atoms. We just trade them around. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It simply changes form. So all we're doing is recycling them. The atoms in you might be the atoms, the carbon atoms that were once in Pluto, right? At the atomic level, he goes on to say this, at the atomic level, we are incredibly deeply connected. Inside your body right now, there are billions of atoms that were once inside other human beings on Earth. And throughout the generations and the eons, those same atoms continue to make up everything. The atoms of the dinosaurs, of plants, of trilobites, even of single-celled organisms that once dominated the planet are now inside you. Think about that. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It simply changes form. So those atoms that were burst into form at the Big Bang, they're the same atoms that have been scattered across the universe. They're the same atoms that are inside of you. They're the same atoms that were inside of Cleopatra or Caesar, who knows. They are the same atoms, right? Because we're just all one. Because we are just one. And it individualizes itself as you. But we're just sharing in this one life. We are all sharing in this one life. So, tell me again how you're a self-made millionaire. That's funny. Tell me again how you're a self-made anything. It doesn't exist. Nobody does anything totally on their own. We are sustained, we are supported, we are cared for, we are provided for by people and by organizations we may not even know. I don't know the farm or the farmer that grew the wheat that made the bread that I have on my table that I made toast with. But that person supported me. We don't know, but we know, and we can know, and we must accept that we are one. Ernest Holmes said this in 365 Science of Mind. He said, "The God is the giver of all things by means of love." That's an important part. Think about that. Keep that one aside in your mind. God is the giver of all things by means of love. The Spirit is always at peace. There is no argument in divine mind. The Spirit has never doubted itself, never opposed itself, and never disagreed with itself. This is the oneness that is God. And that oneness is the truth of us. That is the oneness that is us. Again, going back to core concept 1. God is all there is. We are simply, being inhabited by that one life. We are being breathed by that one life. We are living that one life. We are one with spirit, and we are one with each other. There's only one thing happening, and that is the self-actualization of spirit living as us. We say these words. We say them every week. God is all there is. I am one with God, right? We say it all week long. You say it every day in your prayer work. It's the first step in affirmative prayer, right? God is all there is. I am one with God. First 2 steps. We understand the words, and then we act like it's not true. We do. We act like it's not true because we do argue, right? There's no argument in spirit, but we argue. We judge. We dismiss, we reject each other, people who are not like us, people who don't think like us, people who don't look like us, people who don't act like us, right? We dismiss, we judge, we reject. Think about it. It's like the finger trying to reject the hand. It's really silly when you come right down to it because you can't, because there is only one life. It's individualizing itself. Like Ernest Holmes said, there is unity, but there is not uniformity. And isn't that lovely? And isn't that what makes life so amazing and dynamic and complex, is that you are you, and nobody thinks like you do, and nobody has the same opinions that you do, and nobody is exactly the same as you are. And isn't that what makes life so unique and different and fabulous, is that we are individualized. Isn't it silly to think otherwise? But yet we do those things, don't we? We do get small. We do get petty. We do reject people and things because they don't think like us, or they don't act like us, or they don't agree with us. That's even sillier, right? Because they don't agree with us. Yeah. And what you're doing is you're rejecting spirit, you're rejecting self. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Gosh, if you can't be in the same room with somebody that doesn't agree with every single thing you say, you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. How's that sound? You love that? I don't. I think that's ridiculous. So we have all of these individualized expressions, all of these, like 7.5 billion individualized expressions of spirit. That's what we are. We are only spirit in form. We're getting through life. We're having our minds made up. We're addressing things the way we think we should. We are favoring some things. We're disliking other things. That's what we do. We have blessings. We have challenges. We have gifts. We have a whole slew of things in our lives. We have things that we've handled, and we have things that we haven't handled. And the things that we've handled, we usually don't pray about, which in itself is kind of weird, and I think there's a talk about that in the future. But the stuff that we don't have handled, that's the stuff we pray about, isn't it? The stuff that is not manifesting the way we want it to, that's the stuff we pray about, right? The stuff we have handled, we don't bother praying about it, Some people have their money handled. I got all the money I need. I don't need any more money. They don't pray about money, right? But some of us that are praying about money, it's because we're having struggles in that area. We have challenges in that area. So that's what's up, right? So then you do your prayer work around that. If you have a job, you're probably not praying for a job, right? If you have a rewarding love life, you're probably not praying for a love life. It's the way we are, right? But you're missing the point when you don't pray about the things that you already have. Right? We're missing the point of gratitude. We're missing the point of thanksgiving. We're missing the point of being grateful for the things that we do have, for all of the good that is flowing through our lives brilliantly, abundantly. Right? So that's where the prayer is. The prayer is in the fact that we are manifesting, that we are co-creating. And we're missing the point of our oneness when we're praying for things for ourselves and not for others. We miss the point of oneness with spirit and with all life, because that is what is at the center of our affirmative prayer work, is it not? The first step in affirmative prayer is saying, God is all there is, in whatever way you want to say that. That's unity. The second step is unification. That means that whatever God is, whatever we decide, however we define this thing called life as, we know that we are one with it. We know that we are an individualized thread of it. And here's the thing, if you are busy judging and dismissing and rejecting others, you are not in the center of your prayer work. Because at the center of your prayer work is oneness. You know, that's why that Bible quote about if you have a gift to bring to the altar and you're holding something against your brother, don't bother. Don't bother. Because your prayer work is going to be in vain. Don't even bother leaving your gift at the altar. Go back and reconcile with your brother or your sister first. Because oneness is at the heart of what we do. Remember, 5 steps of affirmative prayer. Recognition, unification are the first 2 steps. They are a meditation. That's what Ernest Holmes said, right? Those first 2 steps in themselves, they are a meditation. What are we meditating on? That God is all there is. And that we are some inexplicable, intricate and individualized expression of that one life. We are part of that. Whatever we define God as, we know within us is that same energy. And Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook said this. He said, we mean to convey something more. The recognition of spirit within. The certainty of our oneness with the whole. The immediate availability, the power, and the wisdom resulting from this oneness. Such communion with God brings harmony into our lives and into our affairs, establishes the law of health and prosperity, and makes us a light to all who cross our pathway. This becomes our life when we live from that center. When we live from the center of oneness. When we remember only oneness. Not the petty differences that we have with each other. Not the differences of opinion. That's arguing with the effect, right? When we argue about the things at the level of the condition, when we argue to and fro, about things, about our likes and our dislikes and what we think will cure the world and what someone else thinks will cure the world, when we argue at that level, we're just arguing effects. We are not in cause. We are not united with that one mind. We are not in oneness. But when we live from oneness, we are that light. When we live from our oneness, people will come to you for healing because they see that light shine through you. When you are living your life in oneness, absolutely, people respond to that. They see it, and they come to you for healing. I want what you have, because you are living in the light. You are living your oneness in the world. You are absolutely knowing yourself and everything else as an emanation of spirit. But we cannot be oneness when we're busy judging each other and blaming each other and rejecting each other. We cannot experience oneness when we're casting each other out of our circle of love because we don't agree with everything each other says. We're never going to agree with everything each other says. It's just not going to happen because we are individualized expressions. And yet we can live in oneness and know that we are individualized expressions. We are all in this life together. Remember, we are all together in this web of life, and what we reflect, right, from that beautiful jewel that we are reflects throughout the web. Ernest Holmes said this in Questions and Answers on the Science of Mind. This was from 1935. He said, there is a point in the supreme moment of realization where the individual merges with the universe, but not to the loss of individuality, but where there is a sense of oneness of all life. So enters his being that there is no sense of otherness. It is here that the mentality performs seeming miracles because there's nothing to hinder the whole from coming through. We can do this only by providing the mental equivalence of life, by dwelling and meditating upon the immensity of life and the fact that, as vast, as immense, as limitless as it is, the whole of it is brought to the point of our consciousness. Now, that is our spiritual journey. That is our journey of true and total self-actualization. And isn't that what we desire? To make miracles in our lives and the lives of others. To absolutely make miracles. We desire our prayers answered and our intentions manifested. That happens when we dwell in truth of the oneness of all life, and not when we're dwelling in our judgments, in our petty arguments. It happens when we dwell in the oneness of all life, when we no longer judge others, but recognize them as spirit in all their disguises. When we stop rejecting people because they said this, or they believe that, or they have an opinion that differs from ours. And why would we ever want to do that anyway? It's an amazing dynamic process to be with people who don't think exactly like you do, who don't believe exactly like you do. Isn't it lovely to hear and understand rather than force people to agree with you when, maybe they don't? And you know what? This is even funnier, is that I have enough challenge trying to control my own thoughts and my own opinions. Why on earth would I want to try to change yours? Right? Oh my gosh, I have enough of a challenge opening my own consciousness to oneness. I'm certainly not going to get into your business and try to change yours. When I absolutely give up being all up in your opinions and your likes and your dislikes, I can just love you. And I think that's what Mother Teresa said, right? If I just stop judging you, I could just love you. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're here to know. It is the prime directive, all you Trekkie fans out there. It is the prime directive, is it not? To love God and love each other. That's it. That's why we're here. And to know that we are one, and to know that there is no separation, and to absolutely live from that oneness, because that's where the miracle happens. That's where the miracle happens. I'm going to say that quote again from Ernest, where that sense of oneness of all life is, so enters our being that there is no sense of otherness. So enters our being so that there is no sense of otherness. And it is here that the mentality performs seeming miracles. That is where we perform miracles. That is where demonstrations of our prayers happen. When we are in oneness and nothing else but oneness. When we have absolutely driven otherness from our thoughts, from our consciousness, from our mentality. When we are dwelling in the oneness, that's where the miracles happen. So, you haven't gotten answered prayers lately? You might want to look at that. You might want to look at that. Who are you excluding from your circle? Who have you cast out of your life? And then you wonder why your prayers aren't being answered? There you go. Helpful hint. Dwell in oneness. We are here together for a reason. We are the web of life for a reason. We are here to love each other unconditionally for a reason. Because God is all there is. There is only one life. It is God's life. It is whole, perfect, and complete. It is our life right here, right now. There is nothing else but spirit. We are play acting individually as that. But there is only one. There is only spirit. Spirit having a time, having this time as us. Be gentle with each other. Thank you. that. Of course I do. Love that. Did you love the little hearts? I think that is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's time for our conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back to Spirit. You know, it's just such a wonderful thing to have a spiritual practice like tithing, because it gives us the opportunity to give from that which we have already been given. It is the opportunity to stay in the flow of all good, to absolutely know our oneness, again, our oneness with Spirit, whose quality is abundance. And as we look around, we see it all over. So if you are choosing to give today, thank you so much. It keeps us doing what we're doing, right? Because, you know, money is the currency that the earth uses right now. I wish it were seashells or something like that, but it isn't. And so we've agreed that money is the circulation of energy that pays for things. So if we are giving today, thank you so much. If you are choosing to give today, it keeps us, like I said, keeps us doing what we're doing, broadcasting, being with you heart to heart through the technology, through the miles. I appreciate it so much. The Core Council is so grateful for the support that you've been showing all these months that we've been separated and you haven't been in this room, but you haven't stopped giving. You are giving so at the same level and keeping us going, and we love that. We appreciate it. We are so grateful, and we know that we're keeping this place safe and clean and keeping the lights on for you because we know you're coming back soon. We absolutely know that. So if you're choosing to give today, thank you so much. We are so grateful for your support. Put your gift in your hand. If you give online, put the thought in your mind right now that you are an automatic online tither, and let us go within and know that God is all there is. Absolutely, God is all there is, and the gift has already been given. That Spirit is forever flowing through us, as us into the world. We are the place where Spirit is showing up in all of its glory, all of its abundance, all of its joy, all of its love. Every single time we remember who we are, we know, I am that. I am that. I am. And we absolutely share, care, support, love each other unconditionally, giving great thanks for the abundance of Spirit, for the abundance of all things, of friendships, of coffee, yay, coffee, for the abundance of everything in life. We give great thanks, and so it is.
More than
love that. And I am so grateful and thankful that our celebration singers just keep doing their thing. I love it. We are so grateful that we have our groups of celebration singers come circulating in and out of the sanctuary here to give us new songs every month. We are so grateful for that. And that's my demonstration of answered prayer. If you have had a demonstration of answered prayer, please email me at revpatty@visioncsl.com or info@visioncsl.com so that we can share it with the rest of the group, because we love hearing the demonstrations of answered prayer. Keeps us going, doesn't it, in our prayer practice, keeps us motivated when we hear about the good all around us just demonstrating. We know prayer answers things, absolutely does. It changes conditions around us. And now it is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Hello, 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 hello. I'm like the Three Stooges. You ever see those guys? Anyway. So we are continuing our vision meet and greet. Starts right after our celebration here. There is a link right there if you're on Facebook, or I send you email. We'll be getting together and just saying hi, and we also have practitioners available. So join us for that. We do that every Sunday after our celebration. Also, we're doing our up lists. We're continuing those Monday through Friday. They start at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Join us for those. Reverend Patti is there. And we also have a couple guests during the week, a meditation on Friday. Join us for a midday break during the week. This Thursday, we have Joe Rathburn, and he's going to be, he's calling it the buddy system. There's 4 of them we're going to be performing. Himself, Joe, Jeff Stasny, Art Deco, and Jim Mooney. Jim Reeves will be with, not Jim Mooney. Jim Reeves will be. So there's 4 of them. It's really cool. Join us. Really, really cool night. Starts at 6 o'clock. It'll be on our Facebook as well as our website. Join us for that. Reverend Patti started a book study up on yesterday, and there's still time to join. It's Spirituality and Politics, but they aren't talking politics. Is that right, Patti? We're not talking politics. No politics are being talked about in that. So if you still want to join, go to the website and click on the link. There's still another 4 weeks left to join that. A really cool group that they started, and I've been hearing some really good stuff. So join us for that. We are starting up a new daily Monday through Friday program called Coffee Connection. Reverend Lori Sheet's going to be setting that up, and it's going to be every morning at 8:30 in the morning, and it's just a connection with us. Just to say hello, just to say hi. How are you doing? Check in, see how things are going. We'll be starting that on October 12th, I think it is. Not this week, the next week after that. So we'll let you know more about that. Go to the website. There'll be a link for Zoom, all that kind of stuff. So we can't wait to have you be a part of that as well. Next week, Reverend Patti won't be with us, but we have Maggie Whitehouse. Maggie from over across the pond is going to be joining us. How cool is that? We had Maggie once maybe it was the year before. She's done an uplift for us. We love Maggie, inspiring word. Also, we're going to have music of Carl Anthony. So again, we're continuing new singers each week. Since the COVID started, we haven't had a duplicate. Isn't that amazing? That's good stuff. Want to thank Teri Wilder today for her music and the house band. They did a great job. Yay, Terri, yay, yay. All kinds of love in Terri today. And so today is the beginning of the month. So it's October, so it is birthday month. I do want to send out a special happy birthday, Joan Buckman. Happy birthday. We love you. Know that. We love you. And Reverend Patti, let's see here. What else I want to talk about? Oh, so I also talked about the video that you saw at the very beginning with Deepak Chopra. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, go to csl.org. They're doing the books. They're going to be talking about the new book, Meditation, and they're going to be doing a 90-day presentation, a 90-minute presentation, as well as talk, so you'll be able to ask questions. So join that. But I've got a video for you, too.
I don't see it.
Happy birthday, a great big to-do. Let's celebrate, yeah, celebrate you. So make a wish on your special day. You're looking great, so great, come celebrate. Happy birthday from us to you. From the place, yes, from the place where dreams do come true. So here's a wish, 1, 2, 3, 4-part harmony. Happy birthday, your special day. To you, yes, to you.
I love that. Did you love that? Happy birthday to all of our October birthday babies. Many, many more. So now it is time to stand up. You've been relaxing, you've been watching, you've been celebrating along with us. Now it's time for you to do work. So everybody stand up. We are going to say these affirmations together. We're going to say them in power. We're going to say them in present tense. We are just going to ground in the truth of these affirmations for ourselves and just know them for everybody. Are you ready? Are you with me? They're up there too, right? Yay. Okay, let's do this together. I attract sacred connections. I am united with all beings in the realm of love and light. Through compassion, I cultivate dynamic connection. And you know what? I love that third one. I think that that's really the truth of us. It is the truth of the Vision community. We absolutely live this. So let's say number 3 again. Through compassion, I cultivate dynamic connection. And yes, we do. Let us go within and pray out. Knowing and accepting that there is one life. It is God's life. It is flowing through me right now. It is flowing through each and every one of us. We know something dynamic is happening, is just flowing. We know that the action of Spirit is flowing through us and as us in the world, changing conditions around us. We know that as we awaken to be the lights we know that we are, we change not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. With our love, with our compassion, with our humor, with our joy, we know and accept that we are one. We are one. And so it is. Amen. Bye-bye.
Bless, bless.